From you here. Uh, as you have seen the documentary, there is something missing in it, and that is the human aspect of the industry. Our people started back in the earlier 19th century, started making different sort of stainless steel instruments in the city, and we have grown a lot. We are suppliers of these instruments. Decided to form an association. Back then, our total exports were somewhere around 100,000 US dollars. Last year, we exported to 154 countries with $500 million turnover. So, even though it sounds quite remarkable, but the opportunity that we have now is really huge. Export basket of this country. Since most of you, and I hope to, very early that you will be traveling and working overseas and promoting our country and our industry at the same time. We, the people of Sialkot, and especially for surgical industry, the first order of business for you once you are appointed in the host country should be to look at the compliance, to look at the market entry. So even though a lot of people can gather that information nowadays from Google, but the first-hand experience and understanding from the bright minds like you would be that you stay in touch with our trade bodies, be it Chamber or CIMAP, and update us how our people can. The second and also quite important aspect of that we want from you is to comes from someone of an authority. It is accepted right away that most of these companies who are still supplying these very high-end instruments to the world are actually sourcing them from Sialkot. People assume that these are made in Germany or elsewhere, but actually most of these companies are sourcing these instruments from us. Establish our name as the manufacturers of all this, and people accept that they can source directly, removing the middleman. That will not only establish Pakistan as the manufacturing country, but it will allow our people to draw a little more margin, which in a lot of, this is a usual activity for CMAP, receiving all these officers every year and giving them the first-hand experience. I don't know if Chamber probably have organized a visit for you guys to any of the factories, but every year we request people that once you are appointed, please stay in touch. Organizations like SCCI, it will strengthen. During the last few years, the confidence of businessmen or the government is going downhill very rapidly. It's a big concern. We are same team. You are our best minds. You are going to be stationed there. You are our best weapon to increase the trade with the world. So we need to work in a way that the local businessmen, establish the trust. They trust if we have a need, we need some information, we need some help, we can reach out to our people who are sitting in our foreign offices or so. It's very, very important. I cannot stress more that you should maintain a close relationship with trade bodies like Chamber of Commerce or CIMAP if it is come directly to the sector specific. I hope today's visit starts a new era when become a team and we frequently exchange information. If you need any information regarding anything, our office will be here to help you, to guide you, and hopefully if our office write you there, you will be able to help us back. And I hope you learn something about the surgical industry, and hopefully we'll work together in future for the expansion of surgical industry throughout the world. So thank you very much to CIMAC, coming to CIMAC. Thank you very much.
Even though whenever we come to Sialkot, we do visit some factory जहाँ पे काम होता है, but we have never been to the association. So इस तरह हमने सोचा कि rather than going to just one person, we go to the association and we get a sort of a feel of the whole industry, which is really important for the officers here and the work that they will do. For Pakistan, that's a huge number, right?
Yes.
Out of 25 billion, अगर आपका यहाँ से ये जा रहा है, but what I have seen, and maybe I'm wrong, and you can correct me, is that so the instruments that we make them for like big brands, like Germany being the number one sort of destination where we send our exports, and then they stamp it under. And whenever you talk to people abroad, they want to know what is brand Pakistan. What do we have to offer to them rather than just being OEMs जहाँ पे कोई भी आता है अपना stamp लगवाता है? Is there, right? But do we have companies that they can deal with, that they can work with? And in the foreign office, because I've served abroad and big names, so we might have 3,500 companies in Sialkot, and most of them would be small and medium, I'm assuming. But is what maybe you can like shed some light on that. How do we promote this sector? And if there are certain exhibitions being held in Pakistan just for this sector, and if to Africa. So we had a delegation from Africa 2 weeks ago. Well, not from Africa, from the UN, but most of the people who were here were from Africa. And they'd never heard of Pakistani companies selling सर्जिकल गुड्स. और हम उनको जब बता रहे थे कि जितने बड़े बड़े ब्रांड्स हैं उन सब का जो सोर्सिंग वो यहाँ से होती है, they were so surprised that we have never heard of Sialkot being like the hub of surgical goods manufacturing in Pakistan, or maybe even for the world. So maybe there's a lot that we need to do together.
पूरे $330 पे कैलकुलेट करके रेट दे दिए, आज वो नुकसान कर रहे हैं शिपमेंट्स में. विद इन 6 to 8 months डॉलर जो है आपका रुपया अप्रिशिएट कर गया. अभी कह रहे हैं कि और अब दोबारा से बात शुरू हो गई है कि इट इज गोइंग टू गो बैक टू 295 एज मे बी 300 प्लस. तो ये जब तक ये चीज़ें स्टेबल नहीं होंगी, हमारे मुल्क की इकॉनमी स्टेबल नहीं हो सकती. आप देख लें कि 2017-18 में इकॉनमी का पहिया काफ़ी बेहतर हो गया था. लोगों ने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाने शुरू किया, फिर टेक्सटाइल की एक्सपोर्ट्स बड़ी बढ़ गई थी. लोगों ने मशीनरी बुक की तकरीबन 24% पे. होप दिस रिजॉल्व्स लॉट ऑफ इश्यूज. तो दुआ करें कि हमारे मुल्क के हालात बेहतर हो और हम लोग आगे चल सकें. और आप लोग जब कहीं भी तैनात होते हैं, बड़ी ज़रूरत है. आप अगर देखते हैं ना, इंडिया ने तरक्की की है, हमें तो अब कंपैरिजन उनके साथ नहीं करना चाहिए. बांग्लादेश ने तरक्की की है, तो उसकी बहुत सारी रीजंस हैं. उसकी रीजंस ये हैं कि मेरे पास 10-12 लोग आए जो हमारे बाहर जा रहे थे, एज ए एम्बेसडर जा रहे थे या डिप्टी एम्बेसडर के तौर पे बाहर जा रहे थे, जो पाकिस्तान से थे, मुख्तलिफ मुल्कों में गए हैं. सारों ने बड़े वादे किए जी. हमने उनको प्रेजेंटेशन दी, टाइम दिया, सब कुछ बताया साल के मुतालिक अपनी. उन्होंने जो भी मांगा, चाहे ब्रोशर मांगा, चाहे वीडियोज मांगी, या हमने उन्हें प्रोवाइड कर दी. एक भी किसी ने जाकर राब्ता नहीं किया, एक भी. तो मैंने उन्हें ये बात कही, मैंने कहा आपसे पहले भी ये बात हो चुका है. तो कह लगी मेरी जो सेक्रेटरी है वो सियालकोट से है, तो शी विल मेक. तो मैंने उन्हें लिखा, कोई 2-3 माह जब गुजर गए तो मैंने उन्हें खुद लिखा. मैंने कहा आप तो बड़ा वादा करके गई थी कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ पाकिस्तान की प्रोडक्ट्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए करूंगी. तो वो ये कहने लगी यहाँ क्योंकि एम्बेसी 2 साल से बंद थी, तो अभी दोबारा से मैं देखती हूँ एम्बेसी. फिर बड़े उनका पूरा एक वफ्द आया था पाकिस्तान में, 10-12 लोगों पे, और दे वर रेडी टू इन्वेस्ट एट द टाइम, खासकर गवादर में. तो उन्होंने ये बात जब हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर दौरे पे गए तो उन्होंने ये बला मुगालबा उन्हें कह दिया था कि आपकी ब्यूरोक्रेसी जो है वो तो काम ही करने देती, तो हम कैसे काम करें, हम तो पैसे लेके आए हुए हैं पाकिस्तान में और यहाँ पे तो हर्डल्स बड़ी ज्यादा है. तो दैट इज द टाइम
We need to have made in Pakistan phenomena to be introduced to the world. When we Pakistan and our foreign offices commercial activity will back it up, then the innovation process will start from our soil. We do not need it from the foreigners to introduce us some new product. So this is something which needs a lot of discussion, and market shares are owned by the brands. So they are the market influencers. They are the companies and the people who decide about what is coming next. For example, regarding football, he has rightly mentioned the technology shift. He has got just a Sitara Imtiaz from the government of Pakistan a few months ago. He has introduced next 3 generations of football and he has trademarked them over the current generation of the football, which is being sold by Adidas in the world. So he has next three in the world except him. So, as I said to you, we have capabilities, we have ideas, we are able to do that. But we support from the foreign offices. If it is aligned well, inshallah, we can conquer the world trade.
It's the forward linkages that we need to focus on, the forward linkages. We have our backward basis covered, the forward we are talking about.
It was vice versa.
And since the colonial.
A long-term oriented policies and then forward oriented strategies and policies based on the original plan. We are all missing here. As I said to you before, that we are voluntarily doing a loan, we invest from our savings, and even we make consortiums like you have seen in the shape of airline, in shape of airport. Now we are heading towards making a hospital in Sialkot. We don't expect that we will have great hospitals like Lahore. We are voluntarily developing that project right now. Why we developed airline? Just because we were missing some direct destinations and we were missing some issues related to the PIA airline. So we cannot overcome those things. Then why we developed our airport? It was necessary for us to have international travelers coming direct to our destination, host them for a day trip even. But we had terrorism issues, we had so many things that Pakistan and nation has faced, which were actually damaging our face value, which was damaging the trade. We tried to jump into different projects to overcome the problems. Now we are even heading towards building a 5-star hotel in Sialkot. It's 100% taking them to our homes, and sometimes we have an issue with the cantonment area to get an NOC. The time is not enough. So we are building a hospital near to inside our airport actually. And that will be completed, I think, by the beginning of next year. So these are the things which are necessary to support trade and other things. But we are doing at our own. We are jumping in. Even for the city development package, over the years, we are sharing like a partial investment.
बस लिए यहाँ से वीज़ा लेके जाना ज़रूरी है एथियोपिया का, तो हमें कहा गया कि जी आपको वहीं पे स्टिकर हम लोग लगा के देंगे। हम लोग उतरे हैं, हमें उन्होंने VIP लॉन्ज में बैठा दी है। उसके बाद हमें वो स्क्वाड में होटल में लेके गए हैं, और होटल में ले जाने के बाद उन्होंने हमें पासपोर्ट, दे आर फैसिलिटेटिंग द इन्वेस्टर्स। तो जब यहाँ पे हम लोग इन्वेस्टर्स को कहते हैं, पहली बात तो ये है कि जो अमेरिकन, अब सोलर का भी ये है कि पीछे आपको पता होगा कि बहुत सारी बात चल रही थी कि शायद सोलर पे भी ये टैक्सेस वगैरह लगने लगे हैं। कुछ लोग रुके, लेकिन अभी भी इंडस्ट्री जो है, जो लोग अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि सोलर इज़ नॉट चीप। तो हमारी चूँकि SME इंडस्ट्री है, पीछे बैंक्स के पास पैसे थे, स्टेट बैंक के पास भी पैसे थे और हबीब बैंक के पास भी पैसे थे, जो वो 6% पे सोलर के लिए दे रहे थे। अब वो उनके पास जो फंड्स थे वो एग्जॉस्ट हो चुके हैं। अब सिर्फ मेरा पंजाब बैंक के पास थोड़े बहुत पैसे हैं। वो पंजाब बैंक वाले भी आए थे, तो हमने उनसे मीटिंग की थी और हमने रिकमेंड भी किया कि ये लोग हैं, हमारी जो इंडस्ट्री है, जो छोटे SMEs लोग हैं, इनको आप 6% पे पैसे